Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel Buzz About Cricket. My name is Andy Buzzer, and today's video is all about innovation. These are my top 5 crazy cricket shots being played in modern cricket. Today I'm going to test them, I'm going to talk about them, I'm probably going to get hit by them, and we're also going to have some honourable mentions. If you're new to the channel, please do press that like and subscribe button, but for now, let's get going. So the first shot that we have to look at in the top 5 crazy cricket shots needs to be the switch hit. You know, it was introduced by KP, it's being mastered by Maxwell, and even played in Test cricket by the likes of Joe Root. So this shot is becoming almost like the norm in every single format. This is where you're going to start in your normal position, so for me right-handed, and physically switch into a left-handed position. From there, we're looking to access the other side of the pitch and smash the ball. So the key here is when we're setting up, we're going to set up nice. It's obviously a premeditated shot. We've got to move nice and quickly, watching that ball, set yourself again, and then try and make contact. A little bit late, my weight was going back, so we go again. So we set ourselves up, and again, it's a nice clean motion. Don't hesitate, twist, then we put it away. Okay, this shot's all about commitment, and actually having a bit of bottle. Set yourself, switch. So I was far too early on that, so if there was an actual bowler, he'd have probably pinned me or smashed me on the foot. So we have to be clean, but we have to be late, not to be so obvious with this shot. So again, I'm set up. The grip is essential to move. The grip goes, foot position goes, and then we're going to try and finish that strike. With practice, this can be a real lethal shot. I would say probably if I was going to rank this, it's a good 7 out of 10. It's a difficult shot, okay, but with practice it is something that we can really look to bring into our game. So the second shot on my list is the ramp shot, both the conventional and the reverse ramp, and there's nothing conventional about this shot. This is where the batter takes on a traditional side-on approach, squares up to the pitch, and then looks to ramp the ball over either shoulder or their head to actually score runs over the keeper's head, down towards third man, down towards fine leg. You know, the keys here are making sure that the head stays in line and we're watching that ball all the way onto the bat. Sounds easy. Here we go. In line. Oh, it's not bad. I think that's gone straight up. That's probably caught by the keeper. Square yourself up. Look to hit over the left shoulder. Okay, that's what I'm calling the conventional way of doing it. I can't believe I'm using that term. So conventional again. Stay in line with the ball. Head, grip, watching the ball. And again, I think I've got enough of that to get 4 runs from the keeper. Now, the other way of doing it is the reverse. So we're actually going to look to square ourselves up, but then hit over the right shoulder. So for me as a right-hander, over my right shoulder towards what would be third man. Okay then. Stay in line. All about getting the grip sorted first, just like the switch hit. Grip, square, watching, and again, I've actually physically moved out the way there. So I've got a little bit scared of the ball, and I think that's the difference between the great players and the good players. Oh, I've got that. That could be 4 runs. So for me, the conventional, I quite liked it. Actually, squaring myself up, watching the ball. You know, I don't think it's that difficult when you're just watching the ball. Yes, I'm allowing, I know roughly where the ball is today, probably a 6 out of 10. The reverse ramp for me, that's a whole different kettle of fish. You're in a position where you feel a lot more vulnerable, and actually I can feel myself tucking up and shying away from the ball and almost trying to manipulate my hands rather than just watching it. But again, it's a crazy cricket shot, it's innovative, and actually it's what's changing the face of modern cricket at the moment. Number 3 on the list today of the crazy cricket shots has to be what I believe gave birth to all the ramps and the reverse ramps that we're seeing, and that is the Dilsham Scoop. The little Sri Lankan comes along one day, opens up the batting, and then starts dropping down on one knee and whopping it over the keeper's head. It had never been seen before, hence why his name is now going to be plastered in infamy all over the cricket, because he's got this shot named after himself. So the Dilsham Scoop is number 3. The key for me is exactly the same as the ramp, making sure I find myself with my head in line with the ball, getting nice and low, so getting underneath the ball, and then it's a case of hitting the ball, and I've almost got to feel like I've got to duck my head, because ideally I want the ball to go directly over my helmet, not either side like a ramp. So the scoop is going over, the ramps are going on the side. This, I feel, could be interesting. Deeper in my crease, get underneath the ball, get underneath the ball. Oh! I mean, if that's come off, I'll take the runs. But this is just mental. How he did this against, you know, 80, 90 miles per hour, I do not know. Okay, get back, head in line, watch that ball. I mean, again, I don't think I've got right underneath the ball there, but I'm taking it. I think I've got to get deeper in the crease here to really execute it over my helmet. Is that a good one? Okay, got to stay in line, watch that ball all the way onto the back. I think that's gone probably on the left side of me. We'll give it one more go, trying to get right over my helmet. And I think that really says it all. It's a difficult shot to play, okay? If you get it wrong, it does hurt, but all in all, there's not normally a fielder over there, so you can probably see if you catch it right, you will score runs. Against pace, 8, 9 out of 10. It's a difficult shot. It really is. Not only just to execute the shot, but to psychologically put yourself in a position to get the low enough and hit it over with someone at 80, 90 miles per hour. Mr. Dilsham, take a bow. We cannot have a list of crazy cricket shots without mentioning A.B. de Villiers. Personally, one of my favourite cricketers, and in my opinion, the greatest modern short format cricketer in the world. He's got the ability to hit the ball anywhere, hence why he's called Mr. 360. And I honestly think the shots that he creates has inspired an entire generation of cricket. The shot we're looking at today is the Backwood Sweep, so where he gets across all 3 sets and then bosh, whops it behind square on the leg side. If I'm feeling brave enough, I'm going to look to also do it on the offside. Okay, wish me luck. So the key here is to get nice and low, but ensure you're back across into the offside to then open up the leg side. If that ball's too straight, your weight naturally wants to take you, and if you're watching it all the way, you can still make contact. That was a bit like a Brendan McCullum stroke there. Okay, we're going to try and keep that shape, keep that shape. Down, and then we hit. Again, keeping this form, keeping the shape, and that way we can really access behind square. Okay, nice and low. Oh, that can happen. That can happen. And when we're talking about innovative cricket strikes, when we're putting our body in positions like this, the reality is you're going to get hit. Crikey, that hurt. What I noticed as well, he actually gets his right foot across to the leg side, creating momentum to then go all that way. So his body now is working as a big rotation to get additional power on the shot itself. So he sets up, and again it's the pump, it's the right foot pump, bang, across, and then we're looking to make contact. This technique is actually seen by the likes of Butler as well. It's really getting the body, and it's actually almost psychologically telling you you've got to commit to the stroke. It wouldn't be fair to talk about AB if we did try and do it the other way. So we're getting low, switch the hands, and then we're looking to hit that ball behind square on the leg side. So this isn't a switch hit, this is kind of like a reverse backward sweep with a hell of a lot of power. Set yourself, ow! Keep in line with the ball. We're not switching the hands with this shot, okay? So if you're right-handed, you're still going to be left hand on top, and then it will be left hand on the bottom. Set yourself, get low. That will be over the keeper's head. I'm taking 4 runs for that. And that's the beauty of these shots. You don't have to absolutely smash them every time to still get the reward. Yes, it looks a little bit ugly, and I imagine you're sat there laughing at me, but I've got 4 runs, I don't care. So before we jump to number 5 of the top 5 crazy cricket shots, there has to be an honourable mention for the uppercut played by Sachin Tendulkar, otherwise known as the periscope. It was a different way of playing short pitch bowling. When the ball's coming super fast at you, being able to stand your ground, lean back and look to play the ball over the slip cordon for 4 runs. Absolutely changing the way in which a fast bowler thought they could just run in and bump maybe the slightly smaller batters, okay? But this is a shot that I really feel deserves that little bit of credit, because again, it made people think, actually, it's not all about hitting in front of square. This location is prime for scoring runs. So the key here is to hold your shape, watching the ball onto the face and not manipulating your hands too much. We're looking to hold that line all the way, watching the ball onto the blade, and we're lifting the ball above. We're not trying to really flick it, we're keeping that kind of angle there, a bit like you would a paddle sweep. Keep the angle of the bat, watching the ball, and again, in terms of your position, you're just going to be rocking with whatever line the bowler's giving you. Okay, so the final shot on my top 5 crazy cricket shots has to be the helicopter shot mastered by MS Dhoni. This is a shot that really changed the look of how a bowler runs in, because the old-fashioned approach of throwing it in the block hole doesn't really matter when you've got the ability to get deep in the crease, release the hands and wrists and fire it back down the ground. Yes, loads of different players around the world play this shot, but no one played it better than MS Dhoni. The real key for this stroke is making sure that at impact you're releasing that bottom hand and really allowing the hands to keep going throughout the shot, creating that propeller. The key, as always, is getting underneath that ball to give yourself the elevation, but we're still creating some form of base and therefore creating lots of power into the stroke. Okay, so normal setup, we're going to try and get deep in the crease and then really allow those hands to get going. Don't be afraid if your feet come off the floor, because you're going to try and create a little bit more elevation. Putting yourself up, getting deep in the crease to get underneath that ball and really allow your hands to get through. You'll notice after I've hit it, my body kind of is being lifted off the floor. I think even with MS, you've got to throw that left side into the shot to really try and gain as much power as you possibly can of getting underneath that ball. So I'm going to get real deep in the crease, watch it away, that's a smashing shot, and really allow my hands to flick through. So this shot can also be played in different ways. It doesn't have to be on the back foot. You can actually keep your base and let your hands go through. In that way, you can actually hit straighter, and a lot of Rashid Khan's way of batting is like that. And I really do think that stems from, you know, the subcontinental tape ball and tennis ball cricket, where you had no choice but use your hand speed to create elevation. Either way, it's a crazy shot. It's changed the game, and with all the shots that we've kind of looked at today, that's been the key, and that's why they're on my top 5. That's why I believe the innovation of these shots are really changing the format and how we look to play. But more importantly, from the bowler's point of view, it's no longer a simple game of hitting a specific area and setting a field. When we're switch hitting, when we're ramping, when we're playing those helicopter shots, we're able to access different parts of the game and create headaches for the bowlers and especially opposition captains. If I've got something wrong there and you think that there's different shots, different craziest shots, stick them in the comments below. I'd love to read them, I'd love to try them. Okay, if you've enjoyed that video, do press that like button. If you haven't already, press that subscribe button. My name is Andy Buzzer. That was Buzz About Cricket. They were my 5 best crazy shots. Always back yourself. Catch you next time.